What?
The blood, yeah. Come on.
It'll stop. It's blood.
It's blood, yeah.
So you hear me now, right?
Can I wash it off?
Yeah, you can wash off. You don't
Yeah,
have to. You can.
loud and clear.
If we could mute everyone, that would be great too.
I'll do that. Yeah.
Tuche chi. Tuche che.
Okay.
I'll get it one day, Geshe. Come on.
Gloria, are you learning Tibetan?
Oh, I've been learning for 7 years now. Can you tell how good I'm getting?
Well, you are very good.
Thank you for
Now
the
you
live.
can pronounce all these 17 Pandit name and then the Compassionate Buddha, Avalokiteshvara. That's very good, right?
Yeah, Alakavichavara, whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll practice.
Okay. Okay, so now we're going to start from 131 here. So again, just briefly remind you, up to here, we talked about the benefit of cherishing other and then fault of self-centeredness or on-cherish, right? So, and then just look at the 30 verse 130, it says, but what need is there to say much more? The childish work for their own benefit, the Buddhas work for the benefit for others, or benefit of others. Just look at the difference between them. So that's up to here, we finish it. So now again continues, they are like giving us more example to how it's having benefit to cherish other and how it's having fall to cherish the own, right? So therefore it says, if I do not actually exchange my happiness for the suffering of others, I shall not attain the state of Buddhahood, and even in circular existence shall have no joy. So this too is the ultimate goal that we're talking it. If you more cherish, you will attain the Buddhahood. If you more cherish to self-centeredness, or only cherish yourself, then will be circular existence. Will be in samsara, born in samsara. So this kind of two, the far goal talked it. But what we can learn is here, so how much you cherish other, that much you getting peaceful in daily life instead of state of Buddhahood. State of Buddhahood is, if people who wants to achieve enlightenment, definitely this is a very good example and very good advice for us. It's impossible that cherishing self, only self-centeredness can never impossible to let you attain the state of Buddhahood. And then only that brings you reborn in circular existence again and again, right? But if we do not have an attention to go that much far, but at least you can think it's the same. It's on a process, it's on a path, it's the same path that having daily peaceful life, right? So if you overcome by suffering, cherish more others, that will be brings you more peaceful. So that's you can learn, right? So therefore, there's all connection. It's just talked about. So if you more cherish other, that your life will be more peaceful, and then you will be overcome by suffering, freeing from suffering. It says it, but again, you should remember all this connection, the step by step, how self-centeredness brings us more suffering, and cherishing others brings us more peaceful. Because that we have a lot of example and explanation that previously we talked, and that's you have to remember, right? So I'm not talking again connected to here step by step, right? So this is the one, the benefit, attaining Buddhahood or having peaceful life. Fault is again you are circling in samsara. or you never overcome by suffering, or never free from suffering. This is the true benefit and fault. And let alone what is beyond this world, because of my servants doing no work, and because of my master giving me no pay, even the needs of this the life will not be fulfilled. Again, it's another example to how much being self-centeredness is not overcome by suffering, right? Giving here example, servant doing no work, like say the employee, right? Yeah, employee are, they are more lazy, and they are what we call, they're taking easy, and they're doing more cunning behind that their the boss. These all are related with the self-centeredness, because the employer want me more rest and be more happy, therefore not too much working hard, and then being more cunning on that. So then, actually doing that way is the company never get benefit because of your self-centeredness. And then the another side, master here means like whoever the boss of company. So if they don't want to pay you on a time, they don't want to paying you on a time, or they're delaying, right? Whatever they do, so the employed not get benefit, but same time that um, the company will not get benefit. So the both are related with the self-centeredness, which is companies not getting have more benefit, and then employer not getting benefit because of being lazy, because of not paying on a time. So these both are related with the self-centeredness. It's clear, right? Why you're not paying on a time? You might have 100 reasons. That 100 reason only connected with the self-centeredness. You might fear lose company, or this and that. Whatever you have the reason, it is related with the self-centeredness. And then the employer is not working perfectly, and they might have all these 100 reasons. All these 100 reasons are again connected with the self-centeredness. And then both are, having 100 and 100 reason, which is connected with self-centeredness, and then they arguing each other with this 100 reason. No one gets benefit, right? So therefore, if the employee do more honest and diligent to this company, and the boss paying exactly how need to pay it, so the both are like a cherishing each other, taking care of each other, that company will grow well, right? So that's how cherishing others, the benefit is cherishing others, and then otherwise never grows. So this is a very simple and easy example for us to cherish others having more benefit. So then what different is here? Of course that most of company, they are taking care of their own employee, and then employees are work well for them. So being loyalty, be loyal to the company. So, but still there's some kind of pretending there, right? It's not doing from their heart, or not from not doing from their heart. So it's like the owner of company or boss or like managers are thinking that I have to be nice, It's not really saying inside. You are pretending as an act. You have to be nice. And then employer, when boss come, then work very hard. And then when their managers are not seeing, then they are not doing. So again, all this pretending is not very or works well. So it has to become from inside to cherish each other. It's not like a politician. It's not like a pretending, right? So it has to become from heart to cherish each other will be good then. So so this therefore this is a very easy and simple example for us to why we need to cherish each other, right? So above are saying yes, it's very much possible for we can change it, exchange it, because only that what you need to do is change your mind. That will be let you exchange yourself and other. So now here's because of that you have to exchange self and other. Then because you have a lot of because you are looking peaceful life or once you attain enlightenment. So therefore we have to. That's the saying. Okay. Let alone what is beyond the world, because of my servants doing no. Oh, sorry. It's now it's verse 33. By rejecting the method that establish both foreseeable and unforeseeable joy, a cast magnificence delight completely aside. And then because of inflicting misery on others, in confusions as hold an unbearable pain. So here, say foreseeable and unforeseeable. So the foreseeable means just above we give example that between the owners and employee, that's which we can see it, what is benefit and what is fault. Unseeable, again, 131 say you were born in our circle existence, or you will have attained the Buddhahood. So again, there's both benefit and faults, which is unforeseeable. And then next one is the benefit and faults are seeable. So as you know that both example, therefore, even more cherished than magnificence delight completely aside, and then because of inflicting misery of others, and then only the result you will have in confusion as I hold of the unbearable pain. Okay. So let me read these two again. If all the injury, fear, and pain in this world arise from grasping at a self, then what use is that great goes to me? If I do not completely forsake it, I shall be unable to put an end to suffering, just as I cannot avoid being burned if I do not cast aside the fire. Okay. As you know this, and one thing to let you know, when we read the Dharma or the Dharma text, when we explain each other, when we discussions, it's kind of like it's all blaming to us, right? So therefore, some really don't want to hear that. So which is blaming each other. So because the Dharma is telling you what is truth, what's happening in your daily life. If you have the cause of the negative cause, will be that have negative result, and the opposite one. So therefore, we says like a Dharma is as like a mirror, which we can, our face can reflect it on it and then see where we have a damage and like the dirty on face, right? Then we clean it. So Dharma is exactly at like this. And then therefore, don't look at it's that it's more digging you or more blaming or criticizing you. Because this teaching is taught in 11 centuries. You know, we are not there at the time. So, and then still fresh, we're learning today because it is, all this teaching is based on truth, right? But yes, idea is totally different than our usual thought. Idea is totally different than what we learn from school and college, right? So, or title is also, the idea is totally different than what we have experienced so far. The idea is different. It means not that it's not truth. So it's truth, therefore it still is a fresh. So therefore you shouldn't take as a more like a personally when we talk that, but definitely we can learn that, accept it. So that's the always I'm saying it, always I'm saying it because it's important, and this is the beginning, the first step, whether you're generating compassion or changing self and other, whatever you do, the first step is accepting fault, accepting our own fault. That's the always I'm repeating, right? Because it's important. If you not accept your own fault, then you are never going to change it, right? So I can challenge it. So you're never going to change it, never. So as for you begin to accepting your fault, yes, then I see that possible that you can change it. So, and logically think simple. If you not accept your fault, how can you can change it? Because you still wants to hold that negative. You still wants to hold that whether it's like a good or bad. You're thinking it's good, but you know it's not really turning into good. You holding it as your behaviors, your attitude, all this, your intentions, holding that. Then how are you going to change? If once you start to accept it, then you are not holding, you are began to release it, you are began to change it, you are began to let it go, because you try to see it you fault, you try to see it like a wrong. That's how therefore I'm saying yes, impossible. You will not accept that fault is fault and it's your fault, then never going to change it. Then of course, then as well as we are not changing, and it's very difficult to overcome by our own daily suffering. So that's the one thing. You know, first thing I let you know, whenever read Dharma, you always think as like a mirror, that you are seeing your face on there, how you are, who you are, and then next that accepting on fault and everything's right. That's how we need to go. And then again, the relating it, it's yeah. And again, we can talk that suffer, many of them like suffer by quarantines, right? And then is this related with the self-centeredness or not? That suffering, which having by the quarantines, that you have to think it, right? So if if it's not related to the self-centeredness, then let's say who choose the place to stay in a cave and retreat their whole entire life as like a Milarepa, for them, this is very opportunity time that staying in one place as a quarantine is very opportunity for them. They like it, they're happy with it, right? So, and then who do not like it, who's not happy with it, and then what is really reason behind that? What is really thought behind that, which is not makes you happy? That we have to find it out. And logically, I can see that it is related to the self-centeredness, self-grasping, and again, it's related with which you have a familiarizations or not, right? So therefore, you have a difficulty, the suffering when you just stay in your home, but not everyone. The practitioner happy, right? The practitioner are very happy that just staying in one place and continues meditating, they choose that quarantines, even there are no work or no COVID-19, right? The long time ago, they choose the quarantine because they see it's like a more benefit. So that's the depend on how you motivate it, how you familiar it, and how you practice, and how you seize it's ultimately it's a different perspective, right? So therefore, the practitioner, as I'm saying, the practitioners are choose that the quarantine like right. Yeah. So that's okay. So choose that quarantines long time ago, right? Long time ago. It's not just newly, but still they are same. And then we can learn from that why they choose the like a solitary place, and then why they be quiet, and then why need this and that, right? So so as we learn from them, then it might help you that you are just staying at home, how you might see that how it's opportunity for us, how much is good time for us, right? So sometime when before COVID-19, we are looking time actually. We are looking time for practice, and everyone complaining that I don't have enough time for practice because job, because busy with worldly activities. Need to take care of some of my friends, take care and this and that, all these things. We have a lot of complaint that not having time. So now when we have a time, again complaining. So then what really we want? What really we want? That's what we have to think. You need a time for practice, or you don't need a time for practice. If you need a time for practice, you have it now. Why you complain? So, and then, yeah, this is how we need to be analyzed in our daily life, time by time. Then it really helps us to understand. And then, so the usually a long time I'm saying here, it's actually the giving example for the kids when we talk to where is happiness, right? And then the east side fish group, north side fish group, they are keep thinking. Some of you might know that many times I repeat this one. So the east side, who lives fish in east side the pond, they're always thinking, this place is not good. I might need to go north side. And same, the fish which just lives in north side, keep thinking that. So this is not a good place. I'm not happy with it. I'm not enjoying this place. I need to move to other place. So when they both moved one time, right, they meet in the middle of the pond, and then they talk where you go and where you go, how. So and each are talking, yeah, I'm going to east. Why? Because the north place is not really nice or good for us. And then who lives in us is saying, we are moving to north the pond because it is not really good place. And they're thinking, okay, the place is not that the happy and then makes you happy and enjoy. Then where is happy? Then their discussion is their talks. Where is happy? Because the north pond is not really the nice place, and as well as the east pond is not really nice place for them. Then where is happy? So that's we can learn from it. It's for as I said, we try to explain for kids, but we can learn that. So then happy is not in a place. Happy is not in a time. Happy is not in any other things. It's in a mind. It's in your mind. That's the always Buddhism saying. Happy is in your mind. As far as you are satisfied, as well as you control your mind, wherever you stay, it's a peaceful. It's you can make it happier. You can make it nice place. So okay, as you control your mind, wherever you live, wherever you stay, you will be happy, right? So this is how we need to learn it. So therefore, again, and the point is here, whether you are in quarantines, whether you are in outside, both are suffering. And then as you have to think, control your mind through by practicing of changing self and other. Control your mind through by meditating on emptiness. Control your mind through by meditating on impermanence. All this then help us to make calm and peace. Then you might like quarantines then. So okay, that's how we need to learn, right? And then also this is very opportunity time for we do practice to changing self and other. So and then also this is it's happened with me sometime. Like I said, when we see some new for us, it's really very much learning it. And when we get familiar with it, then we are ignoring it, we're forgetting it. So the very first time that the COVID-19 comes and many people dying, many people sick, and then too much sadness and worry, and it really sees some samsaric place directly. We really see what is samsara directly. So instead of we are visualizing, instead of we are meditating on that, it sees directly. At that moment, springs us some kind of emotion, and then motivated to, okay, I have to do something. Now after a few months, after 6 months, after 8 months, we are returning back who don't have a worry before that. So because getting more familiarizations, right? We have more familiarization, then even the people are dying in front of you, then you think it's okay. You just not really learn from it. It's not motivated to you. It's not brings what call. It's not help you to have motivated or in having good intention for practicing, right? And then we having less worry, less sadness, and another new issue comes, then again having worry and sadness. When it gets familiar, then again same level. So that's it's a lot of happening with me as I said. Then say it's not really good. Um, so therefore, when we learning from some kind of new things, it's important that we should keep that kind of motivation, intention, which we have that, yeah, definitely I need to do something, practice before I die. I never know. So when I'm going to die because of this COVID-19, right? So then definitely I should learn from it. So I should do more practice, um, collected more virtues. That's the only I can carry it when I go to depart next life. So that's how we think. When we think that it's important, continuous keep these intentions as a fresh, and how you have to remember again and again, again and again. So then there will be continuous keeps. Once you keep that kind of motivation continuously as more fresh, then it's really helping us. Other words, the first time when this is same that the new nurse, when you go to hospital work, they see some people, they see some dead body, almost the disgusting, or what call having a lot of emotion attacking, right? Sad or this and that. And after 1 year, up to 2 years, they will see that body, they're no feeling. They're no feeling with the seeing that body. So first time they do have it. Now when you get familiar, they do not have it. So then I might choose more when have the good, some kind of good feeling when we see it. So when you get familiar, there are no feeling. It's not really good for us. So that's happening with everything. It's not just for. I'm taking nurse as an example that seeing dead body, touching dead body is no problem for them now after 2 years, right? As they have their beginning, because they get familiar, they get more brave. So if we doing these things with our own practice, it's turned very bad then. So what we call it burning fire on water, right? Who knows Dharma very well, who knows how to do practice, but all this seeing in front of all the suffering or the problems, they are not thinking how I need to do Dharma practice. So actually the Dharma is kind of water, which is extinguishing our the fire of suffering. But when we not using it as get more familiar, we are thinking it's not necessary or it's not powerful to help us, then actually there are no antidote for extinguishing our own fire of suffering. Therefore, it says the burning fire on water. Or another way to say, you are having evil with Dharma.
What?
Evil. Yeah. 춘데 식관은 권용되기라. 춘을 제 식관은. 춘 하 뒤도 봐. 어디 evil with Dharma 왜?
So some demons enter into the Dharma, into your Dharma.
Yeah, demon enter in your Dharma. So, and then Dharma never help you. So therefore, keep Dharma is always as a valuable, right? Always as a thing, it's a more powerful, even you knows very well. So otherwise, we are just looking new things. What else? Okay, so I'm suffering right now. What should do? Okay, can you generate more like think more compassion? Yeah, I know it is. But what else? Can you do more think about impermanence? Yeah, I know it's also. What else? So then what we can help? That's how we need to look at what else. We looking, what we taught us, what we learn is applying in daily practice and sees how much is help. Before when we learn, if you think impermanent 100 times as you're learning, it's kind of diluted to us. Is thinking that, oh yeah, I know impermanence. It's not really help, but you never notice that you did not apply for your own practice, just knowing it. And then you're repeating that what you're knowing it, not in a practice, not in like a insight. It's more word repeating impermanent, impermanent, impermanent. Yeah, I know impermanent. What is this and that? Exchange, change, and this and that. So, and then you feel that I know impermanent very well, and I also do impermanent practice, but sometimes it's as I say, it's kind of like confuse us. We are not really applied to practice. We just knowing it. That's all. So we have to apply on the practice and more deeper, then see how much is help with this kind of situation, right? So, and then when scientists are testing some news, they're not establishing it's a few success, right? They have to be very successful. Then they establish, okay, now this has worked, right? So see, sensor car still it's working. It's not comes in the public. They're testing, right? That's how we need to go. That our practices do many times, examine it again and again and again. So 1 or 2 times, how come it will be let you know the result? It's impossible. So if you want to meditate on bodhicitta with this idea exchanging, you have to do many times. Again, I'm go back that Dalai Lama 50 years and 60 years. What he's only said it. So that means we have to do many times, repeatedly, again and again and again. And then it's very small changes that after maybe 1 year, 2 years, small change that we will see it. Because it's difficult. Some like the deep cause of sufferings are, it's like a very difficult to change it at the moment. They're impossible. Therefore, it takes time, right? So therefore, you have to apply practice again and again, again and again. And then again, when we the engaging practice, you are not jumping here and there. Or I know impermanence today, I will jump there. Or I know Bodhisattva today, tomorrow I'm jump there. And I'm compassion, I jump. No, as learning process and the practicing process is different. As we're learning, yeah, we can go all the way, like all philosophy texts and all other texts, we can learn as much as we can. But when you apply on a practice, you have to go from beginning, step by step, right? So this is very important. This is very, very important because sometimes we are not noticing that. So what we're learning right now, and you might think, oh, I have to do this right now. This practice I have to do right now. And then you are escaping all this like the first step, second step, third step. You are just jumping on this. Yeah, I have to do right now. Yeah, right now you are learning it. It means not that you have to do practice right now. So you have to, if you want to do this practice, you go back from beginning. What the first step? That's how we need to start it, the practice. Practice will take more time than what you're learning it. Like we in the monastery, we 5 major philosophy subject. We learn 20 years, 23 years. You think it's a very long, but the practicing will be take more longer time. You know what we learn in within 20 years, but where we are, our practice is kindergarten. Our practice is kindergarten. Our education is, you can say, professor or high level. That's fine. The practicing is, our practice is kindergarten. So therefore, it's always see the difference between what you're learning and what you need to do practice. Otherwise, we are keep learning and always think, yeah, I have to do this today. This is the practice. And then you're doing it, you try doing it. It's not help because you're missing that all this another cause and condition, which is generating this kind of practice. And then you are, it's turned into the discouragement, then you don't want to do it again. And therefore you're saying, what else? Therefore you keep looking what else. So therefore, giving as myself as example, my practice is kindergarten. Education of Buddhism, knowledge, yeah, I can go like a high school or college level that I can say it. Really, practice is not that. So therefore, it's a big gap between what we study and practicing. So therefore, the practicings go from beginning, and then if you move today and right now, then you will reach sometime after 1 year, 2 years, you can see, oh yeah, I did much practice. Otherwise, yeah, I have to do practice. You're just postponing tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. You never start the practice. Yesterday, the Rinpoche came to our Long Life Puja, and I think his advice is perfect for us. What Rinpoche said yesterday was the Buddha descent from heaven, the day of the Buddha descent from heaven, that Buddha, the repaying kindness for Buddha's mother. So, and then Rinpoche said, okay, this is the example. What Buddha really talking to us is generate compassion or think kindness of all sentient beings. And you should start today, from today, as is the holy day, then always try to generate compassion to others. Always think cherishing others. That's the, we need to, this is like a one good point, the time that we can start the practice. Once you start the practice, and try never stop it. Even you are so busy, at least 5 minutes that you have to keep to continue your practice. So sometimes we are so busy and then say, okay, I'm tired, maybe I will do tomorrow. It's okay. But what problem comes, then tomorrow, another problem there, another busy there, then you're postponing, and your all this feeling which you have doing long time practice will be disappeared. So the previous one is disappeared, next motivation is not ready yet, and then you lost. So therefore, it's important when we definitely have to practice today, as Rinpoche said yesterday, today, right? So, and right now, actually it's right now, but from beginning, and when you start the practice, you have to continue it. Never take break. Even 5 minutes is important for you to continue it day by day. If you have more for time, you do more. If you have less time, at least 5 minutes or 10 minutes, continue your practice, what you are generating, either compassion or bodhicitta, or what you do meditation on, emptiness, whatever you do, right? So that's continued it. It's very important. Very important, continues. That's I have a really experience. Again, I'm giving this example many times. We'll give it again. We have a 7-day break at the monastery we call Nangchin, or after the summer retreat, we have a 7-day. And then within 7 days, we are not thinking, we don't have to memorize text. We don't have to look at the textbook. We don't have to go teaching, only enjoying and playing day and night, watching movie, TV, and day and night. After 7 days, after 7 days, when it's finished, then we have to begin again all this like a learning process things, right? We have to go debate school, we have to learning teaching, we have to memorize text. We really don't have at the moment that energy. We all lost energy. We don't have energy for memorizing text because you are totally doing something different than what you have to do usual. So usually, you are always busy with the textbook, right? Textbook, either you are listening, either you are reading, whatever you do, you're busy with the textbook. And 7 days, it's not really a long period. It's 7 days, you are totally close your book and everything's closed. You are doing totally different. Playing, watching movie, all this, only busy with it. Never touched to the book, never touching anything. Then really don't have a energy for that. So it takes again another 7 days to rebuild it, all this energy. And slowly comes back. Then it's turned into normal. At least it's 14 days. It looks like a 14-day break. So that's the problem, because we are not continuing. Therefore, today, based on this experience, what I'm doing today is, even their break time, the 7-day break, every morning, at least 30 minutes, I just let them memorize the text. At least I let them touch to the textbook. So that's, let them meditate on something else. So at least 30 minutes, and the whole rest day and night are free, but at least 30 minutes, I let them keep that. It's help because they are still connected with the learning things. So that's how we need to. Once you begin any practice, you should continue it, right? Never take break, never stopped it. At least 5 minutes. You are crazy busy, but you have a 5 minutes for practicing. You continue 5 minutes, and then go day by day. We'll let you continue your practice, and then your energy, stay with that practice, your motivation, intention, everything will stay with it, not going to change it. Otherwise, it's very dangerous. You might lose the intentions and motivation if you take break, if you stop. Even in your vacation, I know this is time for enjoyment, but you don't forget really cause of enjoyment is. Therefore, you should continue to practice it. So, okay, so that's I want to share you after seeing that how the benefit and fault of being compassionate to other or not, we cherishing to other or not. Okay, don't think it's a cult because of different idea. Right? So many people think, oh, this is different idea. It's cult. Cult?
Yes, cult.
Yeah, the people might think it's cult because of different idea. It's not necessary. Because what we sharing idea is not forcing you to do it, right? We always say, okay, this is idea, really get benefit for me. It makes sense for me. I'm sharing you, just you think it. You think it. When you see it is more makes sense for you, you apply for practice. Otherwise, you don't have to. And it's really open way to share it. So I don't think it's cults sharing that way. So and then we always giving the many reason how brings you benefit, how it's fault, what means fault, right? So therefore, in different ideas, not necessarily cult. And people who think is this cult, then from our side we're thinking, oh yeah, they're missing the opportunity. So sad. And that's one being. It's possible. It's because they are not necessary to do this practice, but as that we seeing as like they are missing. That's one opportunity. And then we really wishing at least before they do at least they think on that, at least they think on that, at least they a little bit examine on that. That's how we wish it. We are not really forcing them to do practice, right? So therefore different idea means not necessary that cult, different idea means not necessary that you know you don't have to do it. So we have to look in the different idea, because so far until today, what we have an idea for bringing our peaceful life, it's not that much worked, right? So therefore, you just look at different idea and examine, and then that's how you're reflecting on your wisdom, develop the reflecting wisdom. Then third is the practice. This is how we need to develop wisdom, right? First, you have to have here wisdom, which you have right now, we're talking in. And then after that, you have to have the reflection wisdom, which is you have to examine it, you have to reflect and analyze on that. So once you have a reflection wisdom, then third step is applying, meditate, and practicing, right? So it's always listening and you listening or study and meditating, or study and practicing. Between study and practicing always has an analytical there, because therefore the second wisdom is important for move to the third one. Second wisdom will be the decided where you have to go. That's this important part. Okay. So, okay, thank you very much. And then I can take a question.
So Milarepa, how did he practice generosity and patience without other people around? Because usually those things depend on other people. So how did he do that?
After he enlightened, then he go to town, and he give all these Dharma lectures.
That's after he's enlightened.
After enlightened, yeah.
But before, when he's trying to accumulate virtue and trying to perfect the 6 perfections, how did he practice generosity in the cave? Was he just generous to animals and stuff?
You really don't have to do that way.
Oh, I didn't.
Because it's like as usually I was saying, develop more insight.
Okay.
Right? So developing insight, both way to help. If you want to do more forceful, where you're developing insight, you can do actual practice, actual generosity. But just you are try to reduce your stinginess. Yeah. Right? So the both way to help, and then it's more help is like that you are mentally developed, that all this generosity and 6 preparation, because these are all a mental state actually. Yeah. The actual giving is developing our mental state, right? Yeah. So the mental state you can develop by the actual giving, or you can develop by the meditating.
So when meditating on giving, would he just imagine himself giving his body, or?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
And how would he do that with patience?
Patience practice?
Yeah. How would he meditate?
He are not doing patience directly connected with the each being, but he doing patience for whole sentient being, because how much he has a difficulty to go through by this all meditation. He don't have food to eat. He don't have a place to sleep. All this he patience for enlightenment for sentient being. Yeah.
Like he ate nettles.
Yeah, yeah. Because therefore, generosity has the three things, patience has the three things. If you know all three things, instead of just patienting is controlling your anger or just being not fight back, this is one of them. So if you know whole three patience, whole three generosity, as well as morality, has they are divided. So if you know, there will be help. Okay, which way we need to develop and what we're doing is. And then after he enlightened, whole this teaching is generosity. Yeah. So therefore I said last time, you remember, prepare it before you go volunteer.
Oh, yeah, like the thorns.
Prepare it
Yeah.
before you go in a community to help. So, and will be let you successful. Otherwise you are returning with the anger.
Oh, like the grumpy
Yeah,
woman and
yeah.
the dishwashing.
Yeah, that's why I said he went to help dishwashers, and then that lady really telling him how to do it, and then that's she wants to wait. She would. That's many of them do that way, right? So, and then if you really want to help, complete it, but it's you return back with the anger because you think it's too much bossing or telling me how to do it because I come here to help you to how I know that how to do it. You are telling me to how to do it. It's not make sense. But all this problem is you are need to reduce the ego.
Yeah.
You are not reduce the anger. You are not reduce the patience. Like you're not practicing patience. This is all problem. Therefore, you are returning with the anger. Totally opposite that.
So he should have stayed home and meditated more.
Yes,
Or
he
he
meditate
went out.
more, or before he go to practice, you think, okay, this is part of my compassion practice. Whatever situations comes up on the time, I will complete. I will help.
Or
That's the
learn.
one way to prepare it.
Or learn, because then
Yes,
if he
definitely.
saw that
Yeah.
he was getting grumpy
Uh-huh.
at that time.
Yeah, yeah, yes.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Anyone else? Question?
Oh,
I can wait. Someone else here, then I can come back to you.
it's a silly question.
Yeah, I'll come back to you. Waiting your question.
Okay, I'm not sure if this is exactly what you were talking about, but when you were talking about developing the learning and then later the practice, and I think you have told us in the past about two types of meditation. I forget exactly the types of meditation you use the titles for, but I think basically it would be maybe analytical meditation, and then I don't know if it's habituation or placement, or I forget the second word.
You mean single-pointed meditation and analytical meditation?
Yeah, I think single-pointed. But when we actually go into the practice that you spoke about today, you spoke about you spent 20 years or more learning, and yet you're still in the kindergarten of your practice.
Mm-hmm.
So when we start the practice from that point of view, is that placement, or is that single-pointed, or is that, what is the difference? Like what do we call that when we're trying to generate the actual practice with or without meditation, in meditation or between meditation sessions, off the cushion, on the cushion? What is that called?
I'm not clear with your question.
Okay, so is that part of the single-pointed, will that be a single-pointed meditative practice?
You might asking when you do practice, what we have to use more, single-pointed or analytical? That's you asking?
Perhaps, but I'm also looking for something else. I've heard of something called running alongside as a method of practicing, sort of becoming accustomed to something that you've learned, but you haven't habituated yet. You run alongside it, you become acquainted with it, and then you move towards habituation. I'm trying to learn more about how we do that from you.
Oh, like the dishwasher example,
Perfect.
like him, like he went out
Mm-hmm.
and decided to help this woman as a practice.
Mm-hmm.
And he's trying to label that practice. What would you call that? Is that what you meant?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, well, never, no, I'm sorry, if he did.
Okay, I try. I try answer. See if not goes well. So okay.
What kind of practice is he
The-
talking
the pra-
about when you say your practice is at a low level, kindergarten level?
Oh, okay. So that's I'm saying the practice is kindergarten level because of achievement. Because developing insight or developing wisdom, that's the two different, right? Developing insight is actually you have to achieve it. You have to realize it. A point of emptiness and impermanence, you have to realize it, not just intellectually. It's you have to realize by your insight. And then the part of compassion and bodhicitta, you have to attend or you have to achieve it actually. That part takes time to achieving actual compassion. That's why I'm saying my level of practice is kindergarten. It's not that how to do practice. The practice is kindergarten means the level of achievement is very kindergarten. So because it takes long time because it's inner develop, it take longer time than the understanding of things. Yeah. This is how you want to hear it.
Yes. So habituation, habituation is not just analytical meditation, but is analytical meditation.
Let's say analytical meditation is the cause for changing your the habituations. So we have to change our habit. So through by meditating, analytical meditations. So analytical meditation is again what you analyzing. This is also the important part, right? What analyzing on what? So it's a method, and meditations are the method which just let us change, which just let us change our habitude, which just let us achieve all this compassion and other things. This is kind of like a tools. Meditation is.
Okay, very good. So here's my real question then. And it's sort of related to Jackie's question. I think that was Jackie. I couldn't really tell.
Yeah.
It sounded like her.
Oh yeah, I can come back. You also there. We say morality practice, right? The morality practice is, so let's say 10 virtue practice.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course we need to learn, we have to know all this what 10 virtue practice. When you practice 10 virtues as morality practice, you should control, not say harsh word, not say like, this is the practice.
Yeah.
And that is the way you are not saying one time, 2 times, 100 times, 1 year, and then your habit is changing. Now you are no more saying harsh word. You are no more saying this and that, right? So this is the morality practice. More have to remember at the moment mindfulness. That's what we say. Mindfulness is always help for all practice, and then morality practice we need a more mindfulness. Instead of analytical meditation. But developing compassion and bodhicitta, we need a more analytical meditation with the mindfulness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so here's my real question then. All that. So when we're meditating on analytically understanding and deciding, that's one thing. But then when we go to really analyze, do we not need what you had in the monastery, which is debate? Do we not need to have debate with others? So our narrow-mindedness can be broken by the debate process? Do we not need to use logic during our meditation, which uses the skills of, Tibetan logic, Tibetan debate methods? Do we not need that even during the meditations, which are analytical? And then once we move to practice, do we not go out into the world and say, keep a journal of our 10 virtues and non-virtues, or keep a mindfulness of our daily activities and watching ourselves, put into practice that which we've learned?
So the debate is part of studying. Debate is part of learning, that you try to know more deeper. Whatever you're going to do practice, before you're going to do apply practice, you have to know clear and deep, right? So debate is that's the things. So even we are not doing exactly the same way to monastery debate, but analytical. You're analyzing, not just by yourself. So this is one wisdom, right? You are analyzed. Therefore, it's good that discussion group. So, but the same, like we say, Dharma friend, right? So when we go to debate ground, we don't have a teacher at the time. We all Dharma friends, classmate. We are debating each other. But here, someone not there in a teacher, then you guys are not really like a
We're not used to it.
yeah, you are not what do you call comfortable with to debate or discussion each other, right? Because we are all same level, what is this and that? But still in the same level, we can learn each other. There are different wisdom. Therefore, you always, when we say, okay, group and do discussion, and always looking, someone lead the discussion, someone lead. No, when we go to debate ground, there are no leading things. We have to do it. So therefore, it's important we have a group come together and do discussion with openly, right? So sometime here we don't have a problem, but the monastery we have a problem that we are very much respecting teacher. Therefore, we are not saying everything to teacher. So therefore here we can talk openly. So therefore it's more easy to discussion with the all Dharma friend comes together, or easier than someone there who watching you. Then you are thinking, oh, can I say this? Am I wrong? When we do discussion, we are not thinking, am I wrong? What we have a doubt that we are expressing, that need to be equal person. It's more makes it easy and convenience to say it. We all same, okay, I'm going to say it. But the pride to blocking us to say, okay, can I say that? Am I going to wrong? Of course, you should be wrong as you are learning. So we should start from wrong and correct it, right? If there are no wrong, then what we need to correcting it. So find it out of what is wrong, then correcting that is how we need to learn. This is the debate way to learn. So the debating is more helping you to deeper understand. But debating is somehow I do not call it analytical meditation. Many of monastery saying we do debate in debate ground is analytical meditation. No, it is not. But I'm not saying it is 100% not analytical meditation. It is called both, right? But it's not 100% analytical meditation. It's not. But it's not saying it's not analytical meditation, right? So anyhow, even we not do at our monastery debate way, we can do analyze it, discussion, find the group. That's the way we learn. This is the part of the learning and study better. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I have another question, but I'll let someone else go. And if we have time, I'll come back. Yeah.
Sure.
Geshe, can I ask a question? It's Karen.
Oh, you can ask. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Karen, hi.
Hi. So I was wondering if you could talk a little bit more. You had said that evil can, and I'm paraphrasing, sort of get into your practice.
Oh,
and
I see.
I think of that as impurity of motivation, because when I sit down to practice, my motivation level can vary. Like this compassion for all sentient beings and the attainment to the desire to attain enlightenment. Like life can present challenges, and some days motivation is very, very high. But some days, sort of worldly concerns can kind of get in there, and I know that is wrong, and I know what the ideal is.
Mhm.
But we've been practicing alone for a really long time. I haven't sat in front of the Lama in more than a year, and I feel like I need some help. Like it's hard to maintain this off on my own with like life happening all the time. And I try and I want and I maintain a certain level of compassion and desire for sure. But I can feel it fluctuate. And because of worries about what's going on in my own life, and so I'm very concerned about this idea that the evil can invade your practice. And I was just wondering if you could clarify that a little bit.
Sure, sure. So what I meant here, when you get more familiarization with the Dharma and your value of Dharma is like reducing, that is one way to, Dharma turning or more to evil, or evil getting into the Dharma. Because you're losing value of Dharma practice. You're losing value of compassion practice. This is one thing. And another thing is how much you're learning Dharma, that much developing your ego. You are wrong directed. You're going to wrong directions. So practicing Dharma is reducing ego, but many of us practicing Dharma is developing ego, because how much you are practicing better, how much you knows, then you are having more pride on that. And you are not really applying Dharma where you should apply it to practice. You are where you should apply for antidote. This is another way to evil come into the Dharma, or Dharma turning into the evil. So, and then same way, how much you doing Dharma practice, you're having more attaching to Buddhism. You are more attached to Dharma. As again, that's the wrong way to do it. So because Dharma practice is apply antidote for reducing attachment, either it's a religious, high Lama, whoever relationship, whoever, reducing attachment, but we use it for developing attachment. How wonderful it is, how beautiful it is my religion, it's my Dharma, so I'm proud on that. There's wrong directions, goes to wrong directions. So Dharma should be reduced to all, but we use it more developed. Therefore, evil comes in Dharma, or Dharma turn into the evil. So sometimes people have a really pride that I finish 100,000 compassion mantra or 1 million compassion mantra, and they have a pride on that. Then you are wasting all this 100 million of reciting compassion mantra. So this is the way. This is the what I mean to it is. Therefore, the method it's overcome by this all evil is always keep value it. How long you do Dharma practice, that much should more value to Dharma. And then each Dharma practice apply for what should. Apply practice for, antidote for afflictions. Whatever you do Dharma practice, it apply to antidote for afflictions. This two, and then third one is continue it. As I'm repeating here, is important, continue, never take break, not stop it, continue it. These three things, right? Value it Dharma, and apply Dharma practice for antidote for mental afflictions, and continue it. These three will be help to develop our Dharma practice. That's what I'm thinking it.
That's very clear. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, now I'll go back to Jackie's silly questions.
My
What do you
silly
what do you have a
question.
silly question?
No, it's really silly and I'm embarrassed to ask, so we'll pretend it's not me. So I'm Chappelle right now.
I'm taking it on for you.
So before this class, we were talking about the benefits of cherishing others and the fault of cherishing ourselves. But in this section, what is the summary of this section that we're discussing now?
Oh, okay. This is a good question, not silly question. So still same, because this section is all talking about the how to do Dharma practice and how to continue to do it, how to do it, why you're doing it. Because of that, the self-centeredness, that how we need to find more faults with it. If you reducing self-centeredness, then you need to know where you should begin Dharma practice. The study and practice as a different. The practicing is starting from the first step and continuous is. So that's as well as we reducing our own self-centeredness, and I'm telling here how to do practice. That's the summary.
So it's more applied.
More applied practice, yeah.
Okay.
I'm correcting more error to do Dharma practice. Yeah. Okay, and then next I come back to Richard. What you have another question?
Yes, thank you. I was confused when you said we have to start at the beginning and go slowly. And I have always been thinking, oh, we do once through the whole line, do the whole thing, then go back and do it again and do it again and do it again from step 1 to step 21. We'll do it over and over. So I think I might be in error. I thought I was taught this. I thought I convinced myself this was the correct way. I want to check with you before I change. I thought we go from the beginning, I think of the source of all my good. I think the path begins with strong reliance on my kind teacher. So I do that one first. And then I think this human life. And then I think impermanence and death. And then I think, and I go through each step and then I go back to the beginning again. Even with the Lam Rim, I first studied the Lam Rim and then I came back and did it again. You were teaching it. I thought, oh, good, we can do it again, Do
it again means from beginning to end, Okay.
Yes, but now you're telling us, no. You must do this in order. If you break the order, you'll get no results. And I'm very confused. I want to check with you.
No, this is not the first time saying it.
Yeah.
Most of my Lam Rim practice,
yeah,
I'm keep repeating that. When we do practice, begin from first step. Always saying that. But one thing I need to make more clear, I didn't say slow, right? So I didn't say slow. I keep saying, when you do practice, start from beginning. What is the first step? But don't have to slow, right? You can more energetic. So that we need it. So, but you have to make sure. But what I'm saying this, it's part of that achievement, right? So we have to realizations of the Guru devotion practice. We have to have realizations of like refuge. The having realizations, it's not enough to knowing it. That's just go to practice. And it has a sign there. It's also, Lam Rim said, once you have that kind of realizations, and once you have that external sign, that's internal sign, then you are past. You do have realization of Guru devotion, then you can move to next. That's how. So it takes long time or short time. It depends on how faster you have realized it, how faster you achieve the realization. So that just depend on your wisdom or your effort, and also your good imprints from previous life. That's just depending. So some people takes a very long time to have realization of Guru devotion. Some people take very short time to good realization. But the both are the way to practice and need to be same way from beginning, and takes time for analyze it again and again. So, and once you attain that realization of Guru devotion, then you can move to next. As I said, some people takes long, some people takes short. That's depend.
Yes, thank you. But just again, maybe this is the same question, or maybe it's slightly different.
Oh,
but-
sorry. And
Yeah.
also make me clarify that you're doing beginning to end again and again. This is part of remembering what you need to practice. This is not for having realizations.
Yeah.
This is part for remembering it. We call Lamrim Shargom. Okay, this is the first, second, third, that what I have to go. You have to keep continuous do that, but instead of 100 times, you can do it 5 times a day. That's enough. So, but you really spend time with the first step, the first practice, which you have to establish. First one.
Well, Lamrim Chakun, Chakum, whatever you said. I didn't mean like
Shargom. Shargom is
Shalgum.
Shargom got a translation.
Glance meditation.
Glance meditation. Okay.
Yeah,
Shargom.
okay.
Yeah, you briefly remember what is the next topic and what is the next subject of meditate, right? If you remember, you try to memorize briefly, thinking on briefly. That's just Shargom that we can say. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so I don't think that's what I mean. I think what I'm trying to say is if we go slowly and we think we get a realization of the first step, we really don't. I mean, how long does it take to get to perfectly understand the realization of the first step? Maybe several lifetimes, But for me, if I think I have it, if I think I have some successful completion of that, objective, and then I move on to the next step, I can find out much later that maybe the third step gives me some information, some new way of thinking. And I have to go back to the first step because I didn't understand it and I didn't practice it and I didn't internalize it as well as I thought I did. I was very narrow. I'm always surprised how little I know.
Don't be discouraged by yourself. So yeah, I think as we are really seriously try to achieve enlightenment, this is different issue. This is different things. But why I encourage you to do practice, at least we need to change in this lifetime, be more nice and peaceful. And then also we can bring more peace to other lifetime in this lifetime. At least we need to get this one. So this is also depend on practice to achieve some achievement, even you are not 100% completely achieved it or completely realize it, some point it's really help. But right now, we didn't get, I guess, maybe never know that you get it. So I guess we didn't get anything, but we know a lot, right?
Oh, very thankful. Very good. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else? One more question. Okay, then, so I'm going to stop here. And thank you very much. And then take care as I explain, as I try to say that how do you overcome by quarantine's problem. So all this depend on your mental state, how do you change your mind. And this is, thing is more opportunity for practice. Okay, which you are complaining long time that I don't have a time. Now you have a time. Yeah. Okay. Anything?
Thank you, Geshe.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure.
Thank
Okay.
you very
Thank you,
much.
everyone. Have a wonderful day then.
Did
Thank
you
you.
change?
Yeah.
You too.